Hello, scholars, and welcome to our English 5 course, Food, Roots, and Culture. I'm your instructor, Ms. Falco, and I'm very excited to be working with you this semester. I'm sending you this message because we've reached week 4 of our course, and I'd like to check in about course expectations and what we have coming up on our syllabus. I'd also like to talk a little bit about the course and our overall objectives for the semester. So as you know, this is a critical thinking course, and the course is reading heavy. A lot of our critical thinking is going to rely on our idea processing, our preliminary research questions, our critical thinking questions, evaluating sources, and also evaluating media. We're surrounded by so much media in our daily lives, images, news articles, information. And so being able to discern what information we're getting is quality, is fact-based, is unbiased, is reliable, is an important part of critical thinking. Much of our course will focus on discerning between reliable sources and unreliable sources, which also means assessing whether or not we're being presented with factual information or if perhaps our fears are being appealed to in a way that is not rooted in much fact. And so discerning this quality information, applying it in our research is going to be not only what we do in this course, but my hope is that this becomes a critical thinking skill that you can then apply in your personal life to make best decisions for yourself and also in your community and best decisions for your community. So on to our book, we have The Color of Food by Natasha Bowens. This is our primary text for the course that we'll be reading over the term of the semester. Most students should have this book already. If you're having any holdups, please do let me know. But most of us have received the book and we're well into it so far. We've been assigned the first 43 pages of the text, which includes an introduction. It includes part 1, where our author, Natasha Bowens, looks at her own relationship to land, food, and farming in Brown Girl Farming. And then she moves on to survey and interview various farmers and land workers in the South across different states, Texas, Arizona, and to interview these farm workers about their relationship to the land, to food, and to farming, and how that's been intersected by, mediated by both historical and present day social and political contexts. One important goal that you'll have for your first essay assignment is to consider your own relationship to land, food, and farming. Maybe you're someone who has considered in the past your relationship to traditions with food or cultural practices with food. Or perhaps you're someone who has not explored these topics as much, and all situations are fine. The point of this course is going to be to consider what land, food, and farming means for us, for our communities, for our societies, and ultimately how through land, food, and farming, modes of liberation, of healing, and of telling one's own story can be exercised. So we will be using Natasha Bowens' text as a framework and as a body of research for understanding present and historical relationships to food, land, and farming for many cultures around the world, in America, as well as in the Bay Area. You'll find that in my weekly lectures, I've included quotations from the text, and I've done this for a few reasons. One is to bring your attention to those quotations. They are meaningful and significant quotations in the text where the author is asserting an opinion, an inference, or a point. And so it's important to pay attention to those moments in the text. And I am eager to hear your analysis of those quotations. Another reason I've included quotation is to model for you quote selection. An important aspect of critical reading is being able to pull quotations from the text that offer significance and meaning, especially towards the point that you're making in your own writing. And so as we move through the course, we'll be developing our skill and strategy of pulling quotation from the text that help us prove our own point or assert our own inference in our own writing. A third reason that I've included quotation in the lecture is to also provide social and historical context for a lot of the issues that Natasha Bowens is addressing in her book. So I've included many additional videos, links, excerpts that help us more fully understand the issues surrounding the issues that Natasha Bowens is addressing so that we get a fuller picture and as much context as possible for understanding her text. I've also included in the weekly lecture close reading questions for your own consideration. These are questions to help engage you with the reading and to support your development of your own opinions and ideas that you might want to write about in our upcoming writing assignments. So one of your first assignments will be a personal narrative. I'll be looking for the I perspective and your own consideration of relationship to land, food, and farming. And you'll have a specific prompt to support your development for essay number 1. We will also move into textual comparison. So we'll be looking at Natasha Bowens' book and comparing it to a supplemental reading, poem, video, or additional resource that I've posted in the weekly module or the weekly unit. And so it's important that you're moving through all the pieces of the weekly module and unit so that you have as much content to work with when it's time to compare the book to a supplemental reading or resource. I want you to have as much ownership over your writing process in terms of which articles, which content you want to engage with and write about. So making sure you read through everything that's posted gives you as much opportunity as possible to make a choice about what you wish to write about. Your final project in our course will be a research project that seeks to connect some of the topics and ideas in Bowen's text to the Bay Area and to projects and resources in the Bay Area. So stay tuned for more information as the weeks go by for your final research project. Please do complete all of the readings each week, as we will have a series of excerpts of songs, poems, and resources posted related to the class, all of which is meant to engage your critical thinking, engage your interests, and your own research in the course. I think it's very important to recognize that we all bring our own knowledge and experience into the course. And so the more opportunities that we have to share our interests, to share our knowledge, to pursue our own research is a great opportunity to be learning. Also, learning from each other's knowledge, from discussion in the classroom, is a wonderful way to support all of our learning. So I really encourage us to engage with our own knowledge that we bring to the course and to listen to each other and the knowledge that we share. You'll find that over the first few weeks of the course, much of the reading has had to do with Indigenous societies and civilizations and their traditional practices with land, food, and farming. Much of this content is to provide pre-colonial structures, ideas, and practices related to land, food, and farming for our consideration. This week we'll be looking at African oral tradition and how many of the interviewees in Natasha Bowens' book speak to an oral tradition that has been passed down to them, cultural knowledge related to land, food, and farming, the significance and value of that oral tradition. So please do be paying attention to those readings in these first few weeks. Finally, I am frequently posting on Canvas and emailing college campus events and Bay Area events and resources for your awareness. One way to gain extra credit points in this course is to attend a college event or Bay Area event and to write about your experience. Lastly, and a bit about myself, is that I'm teaching this semester from China. I've spent the last 10 years in Oakland, California, and for many of those years I've taught for Merritt College and I continue to teach for Merritt College. I'm here in China as an educational experience for myself this semester, and it is also something that I believe enhances our online course because I'm able to provide content and resources from my own learning and my own learning experience here in China. I want to let you know and assure you that I am very available via email to support you with your writing, and I also stay very well connected with our Learning Center at Merritt College, where I highly recommend everyone go get free tutoring and support throughout the semester, especially with your English courses and all subjects. But I do want to let you know a bit about me and where I'm at this semester, and that I am very excited to be working with you. So please do email me, be in touch, send me messages on Canvas, and we will talk soon. Thank you.